There's a moment every trader remembers. Not the first winning trade, not the first losing trade. The first real trade, the one with actual money on the line. Today, we get you ready for that moment. Welcome back to day 26 of From Zero to Funded in 30 Days. I'm Diego, and if you've been with me since day one, look at what you've built. You know trends, you know candlesticks, you know support and resistance, you know how to read structure, use indicators, plan entries, plan exits, size your position, and manage your risk. You spent day 25 paper trading, building screen time without real money on the line. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to take everything you've learned and place your first real trade the right way, with the right mindset, and with a process that protects you from yourself. Every day up to this point has been about building a skill. Today is about crossing a threshold. There's a difference between knowing what to do and doing it when your own money is on the line. I've watched traders who could recite risk management rules perfectly on paper, freeze up, or worse, abandon every rule the second real dollars were at stake. That's not a knowledge problem, that's a psychology problem. And the good news is, you already covered psychology back on day 21. Today we're going to put it into action. Here's what actually changes the moment real money enters the picture. In a demo account, a loss is just a number resetting on a screen. In a paper trading journal, it's a line item you write down. On a real account, a loss is a withdrawal from something you worked for, and your brain treats that completely differently. Behavioral research on loss aversion shows people feel the pain of a loss roughly twice as intensely, as the pleasure of an equivalent gain. That imbalance is baked into how your brain works, and it doesn't care that you read a book about risk management. It's going to try to protect you from the loss in the moment, even when protecting yourself in the moment is exactly what wrecks your long-term plan. Moving a stop, hesitating on an entry, closing a winner too early out of fear it'll turn into a loser. Naming this in advance is how you fight it. You can't out-discipline a bias you don't know is operating on you. Here's the truth nobody tells beginners. Your first real trade is not about making money. Your first real trade is about proving to yourself that you can follow your plan when it's uncomfortable. If you make money on top of that, great, but the win condition today is discipline, not dollars. There's a pre-trade checklist every serious trader runs through, and I want you to build this into muscle memory before you ever place a real order. First, is the market actually in a condition you're prepared to trade? Go back to day 5, market structure. Are you looking at a clean trend, or are you staring at chop? If it's chop, sit on your hands. Second, does your setup match a strategy you've actually practiced? Not one you saw on a YouTube short, one you paper traded on day 25. Third, have you calculated your position size using the process from day 17? Not a guess, a number based on your account, your stop distance, and a fixed risk percentage. Fourth, do you know your stop loss price and your target before you enter? From day 15 and day 14. If you can't answer all 4 with a yes, you are not ready to click the button. Walk away. There is always another trade tomorrow. I'd add a 5th question, and it's the one beginners skip most. Are you in a clear headspace right now? Not tired, not angry about something unrelated, not trying to prove a point to anyone. Trading while emotionally compromised is how disciplined plans get abandoned in real time. If the answer to that 5th question is no, none of the other 4 matter. Close the platform and come back tomorrow. I'm going to give you one number in a few minutes that I want you to write down and tape to your monitor. It's not a price target, it's not a win rate, it's the single number that determines whether you survive long enough to become a funded trader. Keep listening. Let's make this concrete instead of abstract, because numbers on a chart are easy to nod along to and easy to forget the second you're staring at a live price. Say your account is $10,000. Your fixed risk rule is 1% per trade. That's $100 you're willing to lose on this trade, and not $1 more. You're watching MNQ, the micro contract, where each point is worth $2. Your setup from day 11 shows a fair value gap, and your stop, based on day 15's placement rules, sits 15 points below your entry. 15 points times $2 per point equals $30 of risk per contract. Divide your $100 risk budget by $30 per contract and you get 3.3. So you round down to 3 contracts, not 3.3. You never round up in this business. 3 contracts, 15 point stop, $90 of risk total. That's inside your $100 budget. That's a trade you're allowed to take. If the math had come out to needing 6 contracts just to make the trade worth it, that's your signal the setup doesn't fit your account size. Right now, not a reason to stretch the rules. I've coached enough beginners through this exact day to know where the wheels come off. So let's name the traps before you fall into them. Mistake 1, sizing up because the setup feels extra strong. There is no such thing as a setup so good it deserves to break your risk rule. The rule exists specifically for the trades that feel unbeatable, because those are the ones that tempt you into oversizing. Mistake 2, moving your stop loss further away after the trade starts going against you, telling yourself it just needs more room. That's not trade management. That's turning a small planned loss into a larger unplanned one. Mistake 3, entering before your setup fully confirms because you're afraid of missing the move. From day 23, we call this chasing, and it's one of the most common ways beginners give back an account. Mistake 4, checking your profit and loss every few seconds while the trade is open. Watching the unrealized number bounce around triggers exactly the fear and greed responses day 21 warned you about, and it pressures you into closing early for the wrong reasons. Mistake 5, treating your first real trade as a referendum on whether you're cut out for trading. One trade tells you almost nothing. 100 trades executed with discipline tell you everything. Before we talk about the trade itself, let's talk about how you actually get into the market. Because using the wrong order type can undo a perfectly good setup. A market order fills you immediately at the current price fast, but you have zero control over your entry price during fast moves. A limit order lets you specify the exact price you want, so you only get filled at that price or better, more control. But no guarantee you get filled at all. A stop order triggers a market order once price hits a certain level, commonly used to enter breakouts or to place your stop loss. For your first real trade, I want you using limit orders for entries whenever possible. It forces patience. It forces you to wait for price to come to your level instead of chasing. One more thing about order types that trips up beginners' slippage. Slippage is the gap between the price you expected and the price you actually got filled at, and it shows up most on market orders during fast, volatile moves. On NQ and MNQ, slippage is usually small, a tick or two, but during high impact news releases, it can widen fast. That's exactly why you plan your stop distance with a little room, not razor thin against your entry, and why market orders during scheduled news events carry more risk than a calm trending session. Know your broker's platform before you ever place size. Practice clicking through the order ticket entry, stop, target on a demo or in your paper trading account until it's automatic. Your first real trade is not the moment to also be learning where the buttons are. Remember day 17. Before you enter, you already know your account size, your stop distance in points, and your dollar per point value on NQ or MNQ. Multiply those together and you get your risk in dollars for one contract at that stop distance. Compare that to your fixed risk percentage. Most beginners should be risking 0.5% to 1% of their account per trade, no more. If one contract at your stop distance risks more than that percentage, you don't trade a bigger stop to make the math work. You either tighten your setup or you skip the trade. The math doesn't bend to fit the trade you want. The trade has to fit the math. This is a question I get constantly, so let's address it directly. Back on day 19 and day 20, we covered how prop firm evaluations work and the rules you have to respect. Daily loss limits, maximum drawdown, consistency rules. Some of you are going to take your first real trade on a personal live account with your own capital. Others are going to jump straight into a prop firm evaluation. Both are valid, but they're not the same experience. And you need to know which one you're in before you place the order. On a personal account, the only rules are the ones you set for yourself, which sounds like freedom, but is actually the harder path for a beginner. There's no external structure catching you if you drift. On a prop firm evaluation, the firm's rules do some of the discipline enforcement for you. A firm's daily loss limit will stop you out of a session before your own emotions would. If you're someone who knows you struggle with self-discipline, starting on a prop firm evaluation account can actually be the safer first step because the guardrails are built in. Either way, the 1% risk rule I gave you earlier still applies underneath whichever rules the account itself imposes. Never treat a prop firm's daily loss limit as your target for how much you're allowed to lose in a day. Treat it as an emergency brake you should never come close to touching. Here's the actual sequence I want you to follow, in order every single time. Step 1, identify your setup using your strategy criteria from days 8 through 13. Step 2, mark your entry, your stop, and your target on the chart before you touch the order ticket. Step 3, calculate your position size from your stop distance and your risk percentage. Step 4, place your entry order. Step 5, the moment you're filled, immediately place your stop loss order. Not after you watch it for a minute, not after you see how it's going, immediately. Step 6, set your target either as a limit order or as a mental level you're watching. Step 7, walk away from staring at the tick-by-tick price action. Set an alert if you need to. Micromanaging every tick is how disciplined traders talk themselves out of good trades. Here it is, the number I promised you. One trade, 1% at most of your account. That's it. That's the whole secret. Not your win rate, not your strategy, not your indicator settings, the number of trades you can lose in a row and still have enough capital and enough emotional stability to keep executing your plan. If you risk 1% per trade, you can lose 10 trades in a row and still have 90% of your account left, mathematically able to keep going. If you risk 10% per trade, 3 losses in a row, and you're fighting to survive both financially and mentally, small losses keep you in the game. Being in the game is the only way you eventually win. Write that number down, 1%, tape it to your monitor. Your trade is live, your stop is set, now what? Now you let the trade do what it's going to do. This is where day 21's psychology work matters most. You will feel the urge to move your stop when price gets close to it, hoping it turns around. Don't. You will feel the urge to close early for a small profit when your target is right there. Out of fear, it reverses. That's a choice you can make sometimes. But not out of fear only if your plan allows partial profit taking as a rule. decided in advance, not in the moment. The trade ends one of three ways: it hits your target, it hits your stop, or you manage it out based on a rule you set before you entered. Every other reason for closing early is your emotions talking, not your plan. Whether you won or lost, the trade isn't actually over until you journal it day 22. Log the setup, the entry, the stop, the target, what actually happened, and most importantly, whether you followed your process. A loss where you followed your rules perfectly is a good trade with a bad outcome. A win where you broke your rules is a bad trade with a lucky outcome. Grade the process, not the profit and loss. This is how you build a track record you can actually trust. And be honest with yourself about how you felt, not just what you did. Did your hands shake a little when you clicked the entry? Normal. Did you feel relief the second your stop was placed? That's your subconscious telling you the stop is doing its job, protecting you from your own worst impulses. Did you feel the urge to immediately jump into another trade right after this one closed? Win or lose? Watch that one closely. It's often the first sign of revenge trading or overconfidence creeping in. Your first real trade will teach you more about your own psychology in 20 minutes than a week of reading ever could. Pay attention to what it shows you. Your mindset on your first real trade is shaped just as much by your environment as by your rules. Close every tab that isn't your charting platform and your order ticket. Turn off notifications. If you're trading NQ or MNQ intraday, know the session hours you actually want to be active in the open, and the mid-morning window tend to have the cleanest structure, while the lunch hour chop from day 5 is a place beginners lose money out of sheer boredom, forcing trades that aren't there. Trade with a written plan next to you, on paper or in a notes app, not just in your head. Under real pressure, your head will rationalize almost anything. A written plan doesn't rationalize, it just sits there and holds you accountable. And give yourself permission in advance to take 0 trades in a session if nothing meets your criteria. A day with no trades and a followed process is a successful day. A day with a forced trade and a broken rule is not, even if it happens to make money. So let's circle back to where we started. Your first real trade is not about the money. It's about proving you can run the checklist, size the position correctly, not place the stop the second you're filled, and let the trade play out without emotional interference. If you do those 4 things on your first real trade, you already won today, regardless of whether that individual trade made or lost money. Traders who focus on being right every single time burn out fast. Traders who focus on following their process every single time are the ones who are still trading 5 years from now and eventually get funded and stay funded. That first real trade, the one every trader remembers, isn't about the outcome. It's the moment you prove to yourself you can follow a plan under real pressure with real money. Tomorrow, in day 27, we zoom out and talk about what's next after this 30-day course, how to keep building from here. Drop a comment below telling me the size of your first real position and what your stop loss was. I want to see that you're thinking about risk before you're thinking about reward. If this series has helped you, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. See you tomorrow in day 27.